call the meeting, Casco Township Board meeting to order for December 9th, 2025. We begin with the pledge of the flag of the United States of America. I
pledge allegiance to the flag of the United States of America and to the republic for which it stands, one nation, under God, indivisible, with liberty and justice for all.
Okay, thank you everybody for attending this evening. Okay, first we have the consent agenda. I've got two additions to agenda. I have L, 2026 Road Preservation Program projects, and M, a donation to the township. Does anyone else have any?
I just need to add in the checks on the check register. So I need to, for payment of those, we need to do check number 33079 to 33113, direct deposit 973 to 992, EFT 113 to EFT 135, Comcast for 41089, and Comcast for 29453.
Okay, any other questions on the consent agenda?
I make a motion to approve the consent agenda as presented with the additions.
We have a motion and second to approve the consent agenda with the two additions to the agenda. Any questions? Roll call vote.
Anderson, yes.
Dealing, yes.
Kaczynski, yes.
Stover, yes.
Stevens, yes. Okay, old business is zoning administrator. I hope everybody had a chance to look over. I modified it, refined it a little bit more to suit Casco Township's needs.
What about citizen comments?
Oh, sorry. Okay, excuse me.
Yeah.
There's a citizen's comment now. There's another one at the end of the meeting. You're more than welcome right now to talk, but there is another at the end of the meeting.
Do we got a time limit?
Well, 3 minutes per person.
You know what I'm talking about.
How about you hold off to the
I'm gonna
meeting?
hold off.
Okay.
I do have a comment. I noticed on your draft minutes from November, you had code enforcement salary, township supervisor to do research and have on agenda for next month's meeting. And I don't see that you're
No, I
addressing it.
don't, because I want to get the zoning administrator description approved first.
Well, you did postpone until this month, so.
Okay,
Debbie Lips Carbone, 801410 Road, Casco. I got a hold of the St. Clair County Sheriff's Office regarding the traffic accidents. Say like at Meisner and Palms, I requested 4 intersections. Meisner and Indian Trail, Meisner and Palms, 26 in Palms, and Marsh and 26 Mile. But anyway, so I had to go through the Freedom of Information Act. There's a charge for that. I did that, but then when they finally sent me the reports, it's, to me there's something wrong because it says the same exact accidents at Meisner and Palms and 26 in Palms. So I'm kind of working with them to see if there's something else. I have it on my phone. I just got home late and I wasn't able to print it out, but I am going to print it out and give you guys a copy to look at it, see if you see the same, because all they keep telling me, and it's all by email. So you can't talk to anybody really. Just say, no, look, please, seriously, look what I'm saying. See how they're exactly the same. But, so I am working on that. But I was wondering if we can think of something for Meisner and Palms, you know, besides all the flags and all the reflectors. I had a shop over at Rattle Run in Gratiot, and around there was a lot of blinking lights. Rattle Run in Palms, Rattle Run in Bottoms. So I think sometimes people just aren't thinking it's not only distractions, but they're so used to everything being stop and go. They come up to the next one, they think they're going to stop. These aren't just people it's not 100% of people being distracted. It's people that are, you know, just, I don't know, you kind of go off your subconscious after a while, and you, oh, stop, go. And that's how they're ending up hitting these people. I know somebody who lives right at the corner of Meisner and Palms. They're kind of honestly getting sick of being the first responders because you got to go out and help, and they're happening a little too frequently. What I received, there was only 5 accidents in the year of 2024, and I asked for both years as well, 2024 and 2025, and they both happen to be 5. And then she says, you know, if it's states responding, well, from that exact corner, we know it's not state, we know it's St. Clair County. So anyway, back to if there's something that else we could do, maybe a little rumble strip or something before it. There was also a traffic light, I think it's in Richmond, where, you know, we don't want to put a blinking light or anything to give people more things not to think about, but they had a sign up where the traffic light would be. It's white with black writing, and it says, turn left or don't turn left, whatever it says. But maybe that could be what it says, this does not stop. I mean, I don't know if it's worth it, I really don't.
They have a sign on Meisner at Indian Trail that says, through traffic does not stop.
Yeah.
That's on these signs though, it's not above.
No, it's not above, it's, yeah, as you're approaching.
Right, we have those at Meisner too, those
Yeah.
are there too, just like at church in Meisner.
Yeah.
So you think above would be better?
One of them light, it's not gonna be blinking, it's gonna be solid, that says that doesn't stop, or rumble strips like when you get on north of Richmond going towards Memphis, they have the rumble strips, so if you go either way, you're alerted that you're doing that. But maybe like, so at Meisner and Palms, there's a set of signs saying with the reflectors down there, the flag, they don't stop or stop ahead and all that. Maybe if there was 1 or 2 little rumbles there, and then 1 or 2 that were stopping, I don't know, whatever would be more cost effective, the light, the rumble strip, or do we even care? I don't know. I mean, I know to be careful,
Is this up to MDOT?
I don't know.
This would be the county road commission.
Are you sure?
Yeah, yeah. Matter of fact, we have a rep to the road and bridges advisory committee. She can bring that up, you know,
Yes, I know.
so.
Right, because, I mean, for me to go to them, it doesn't do any good, but maybe for the township itself, it would be a little more.
I know years ago, we looked into what a 4-way stop there at Palms and Meisner, but Palms is a truck route, so that's why we didn't. I'm already engaged with the road commission because they're gonna be paving Church Road from Ringside Highway to Church to get a 4-way stop there.
Yeah.
So, because eventually Church Road's gonna be paved all the way up to Division Road. But I'd like to get a 4-way, because neither of those roads are a truck route, and I'd like to get that 4-way stop.
So you're talking Meisner and Palms, and
Yeah.
where else?
Well, I mean, the
That's the
heavy,
main one.
That's the main one?
well, I mean, they're all issues. Indian Trail and Meisner's bad. And again, that's people that just take off right after the car passes, where, like a friend just happened to be sitting there waiting to go, the car was going, say, south. The guy that was coming from Marine City, he was sitting at that stop sign. When that guy went, he went. Well, there was another car coming. It was like he was treating it as a 4-way
It's a
stop.
4-way stop.
I kind of like, honestly, I'm not for the church and Meisner having a 4-way stop, or Meisner and Palms. We have too many 4-way stops in a 55-mile-an-hour zone that people are just either just getting careless around, or there's too many of them. Something's up, but something's up,
Yeah.
is all I'm
I
saying.
know up in Grant Township, I was talking to the supervisor up there, and when their roads right by the township, they got one of those flashy digital thing that measures your speed.
It's effective.
Yeah, they say those are very effective.
Oh.
I don't know. There's, Debbie, and thank you for your comments. There's a lot of people going on Meisner Road because I hear it. didn't disagree with you. They think they're.
Oh, that's
there
fine
should be
too.
stop sign.
I mean, I'm used to it. I live at Palms in Lindsay, so right on the corner. I hear it all the time. So I get it. But I'm just saying,
Yeah.
it's just gonna be another stop sign to miss.
And that's, do you have some good, Gina, we'll pick it up to
And
them.
I'll cut out that, what I received from them, from you guys.
Okay, thank you.
Thank you.
Anyone else? Okay, you have a chance at the end of the meeting. So, okay. Next one is the zoning administrator job description. Does anyone have any questions or comments on it before we approve this?
So I do have a question. Is our intent as a board to have the zoning administrator and the code enforcement be the same person?
They could be. Maybe what I'm thinking about, sometimes it's hard to get somebody to do both jobs, if you want to do one and not the other, because they are kind of very different in nature. If we could find somebody, that'd be great.
Okay.
Yeah. So, anyone else have a question? Okay. All right. Can I get a motion to approve this, or?
I have a question. You're going to be hiring a zoning administrator and a code enforcement officer. You have a zoning ordinance book that is so broken that you're going to be hiring one, potentially two people with their hands tied behind their backs with no knowledge of how broken that book is. That paper that Jennifer put to the table is proof of the inadequacies that are in that book, and it's serious. I don't know how you can hire anyone with those insufficiencies.
Yeah, Brenda, we're gonna be working on correcting the ordinance book on those issues that have been identified.
Yes. And you're gonna hire someone in the interim?
Well, we'll see about that. See
Well, that's
how-
not really an answer. If you're gonna hire somebody in that book, I don't know, how many are there on there? 10, 11, 12? It's a serious matter.
Well,
9 that I found. There could be more.
the only good thing about it is if we were able to hire someone who was interested in doing both jobs, he would be in on the ground floor while we are revising and revamping and restructuring the book that they're to deal with.
Well, those are errors in the book.
Yes.
They're not restructuring, they're fixing things that procedurally may not legally be appropriate.
We're looking to hire two people or one person?
Well, I
Because
understand, he's flip-flopping.
as I read this, it's one person.
one
Yes.
Who's both
I would
administrative
rather deal with
and also
one person.
enforcement, which seems logical to me.
Although, I don't know what one
Sometimes.
person wants to do all
But
of
we
this.
have one, we already have a job description for code enforcement. We do not have it for zoning administrator.
Yeah, code enforcement, we have someone doing it.
Yeah.
No,
For the interim period.
No, just
I
for,
thought Kurt was gonna continue to do that.
just for the one
He's
thing.
Just for
usually
one
done
issue.
on one issue.
Just-
just one.
Yeah. So,
I'm not clear how many we're hiring and
Well, I'd rather just
how we're
hire
gonna get
one.
them going doing it.
Yeah, I think the more cooks in the kitchen, the more confused it gets.
I agree.
well, we hire them, the two job descriptions are just separate there.
Yes,
Yeah.
that's fine. I'd just like to meet the man that's willing to do all this.
Did our assessor look over this zoning administrator job description?
Well, she was the one who gave it to me here.
Okay.
Not since I did the modification, but mostly it was just small wording
Brenda, could you describe what's required to straighten the book out?
Oh.
What's
Well,
involved in doing that?
In my opinion, from past experiences with previous supervisors,
I'm more concerned about the procedure rather than comparisons.
well, they knew the procedure, and in conjunction with the planner, those things were handled between the supervisor and the planner and handled accordingly.
As they came through the board from the planning commission and were approved, is that correct?
Yes, yes.
And they were inserted in the book.
Right, but some, and as Jennifer has in that list, some of the things that needed to be adopted by resolution, the resolutions weren't done. Therefore, the publications were not published in the paper to say when the resolution was adopted, when the ordinance became effective, and the date that it became
And
effective.
how far back does this problem go?
What did you find, 2019? It's on that sheet, huh?
2020.
I don't know, do I have,
2020.
I'm not sure I have.
So it's 5
What-
years.
what-
She just handed them out.
I just handed it out to you.
It's 5 years, Dan.
I just handed them out to everybody before I sat down.
It's
It
right
goes,
there,
it
yeah.
goes back 5 years.
Right there, Dan, right on the pile.
Oh, okay, sorry about that.
It goes back 5 years.
It's both sides.
And so in my opinion, I don't know that Joe and Karen can do this. It's a big major undertaking. It needs to be sorted out. And if there's any legal implications, neither Joe nor Karen nor I would have the wherewithal. It's a tangled web, is what it is. And I think that you would need Christine
Yeah.
to sit down with Joe and Karen, number by number, to advise the board how we get this mess straightened out.
Brenda, I
Yeah.
have a meeting, Jen and I have a meeting with Chris on Monday at 1:30 to start discussing these issues.
I'm sorry, who was in this meeting?
Myself, Jennifer, and Chris Anderson.
I see,
Yeah, it'll be this coming Monday at 1:30.
I see.
I did a lot of research today, and I think we're gonna have to go back to square one. And I think Chris needs to advise us how to do all this, so that it's legal, and it, you know, because right now, it's, you know, some of them, we did the resolution, we did the public hearing, but we didn't do the notice of adoption to the paper. So I think unfortunately, we're gonna have to go back to square one and do it all over again from the beginning.
With the
Back to
publication?
2020.
With the, really?
I think so. I'm not sure. That's why Chris needs to let us know.
Chris.
Yep.
All right. Okay, any more questions on the zoning administrator job description?
So what we're approving, or what you want us to approve, is just the job description.
That's correct.
And then, once we do that, what is your plans,
Well-
what's your steps?
We'll sort out the ordinance book, and then we'll hire the zoning administrator and code enforcement.
So, what's the point in approving this right now if you're not gonna do anything with it? I'm just asking.
We don't have a job description for the thing. I'd like it approved, so we have it on the books.
Okay.
Yeah.
Well, like Kelly said, if we do get someone in and they start and they can help us, you know, from the ground up to work on it. So if we're gonna approve it, why not put it in the paper and find someone now? Because you don't know how long it's gonna take to find someone too. And then, in the meantime, who's gonna do this?
Kurt will continue zoning for any building projects. We have a new home that's coming in. I had to turn it away today for lack of proof of ownership, but they're gonna be bringing that in. So Kurt will do those things to keep the building department going
Right.
and the applications moving along. Otherwise, we would be at a complete standstill
Right.
until you find someone.
Right.
Plus Karen is doing the slip portion, and I've been fielding a lot of questions on when people ask about if they can do certain things in certain zoning areas.
You've been answering them? Okay.
Okay, I mean, do you want Your motion will include,
I'm not making a motion, I was just asking questions.
I'm not really clear where we're going with this thing. I mean,
I guess I just want the job description approved. Maybe, well, Jen, you brought up the thing about it, start advertising now. Start advertising now for the zone administrator and code enforcement.
Well, I'm just, if you're gonna approve it, why not put it in the paper and start trying to find someone for it, is my thing. You don't know, you could put an ad in the paper and it could go weeks without anyone even acknowledging it. I mean, people don't even read the papers anymore, but, you know.
Well, we have to, also too, if we do that, we have to come up with a wage for both.
Right, so then again, it's gonna have to come back in front of the board anyway,
Yeah.
so. I mean, is this premature to put this on, you know, without all of the information as far as what we wanna pay them and, you know, how often they're gonna work? Are they gonna work Monday through Thursday, 9 to 3:30? Are they gonna work one day a week, a half a day, or, you know?
Well, I envision this to be just one day a week in the office and be available by telephone for the rest of the week.
How many site inspections are gonna need to be done? Sometimes, Matt had 6. You had 6 sometimes. Kurt the same way, he had 4, 5, and 6 at a time, so flexibility might be an issue.
It could be.
4 and 5 and 6 would be,
With an application to go out and do the setback requirement.
and we gave him how much time to accomplish this? 4 or 5 or 6?
Well, if you remember back, we had a time lapse issue with Matt, so we shifted gears with Kurt, and he basically had it down to 10 days or less.
That's
But
reasonable.
he was here 3 days a week.
Well, this is a major undertaking, there's no doubt about that.
This is good. I mean, have you reached out to any of the neighboring communities to see, like, if their zoning administrator, if they're not full-time, if they would be interested in, you know, doing part-time for us or something too?
No, zoning administration is done very differently in every township. It is, the closest one to get something like this would be Grant, Fort Gratiot Township, and they share the zoning administrator. So. Yeah, but it's, I mean, when I was up at the MBA Supervisors Conference, and I was asking about a dozen, all of them had a different answer.
would it be possible to find someone with the talents to do the research and put together the resolutions that we need to adopt and give a list of postings that we need to make and just kind of research and solve this problem for us on a special basis? Could we find somebody to do it, just like Kurt did with all of the backlog of violations in the township? And we need to work on them in a year.
Yeah, well, the one
In a
thing.
year, knock them out.
Yeah, I think the issues with our zoning book can be handled in-house here. Once we get to when we have to meet with Chris Anderson, I think that's gonna answer a lot of questions alone.
And who's gonna handle that in-house? Because it hasn't been handled up to this date, right? Yeah, who's gonna handle that? I know that you've been doing a lot of that,
Yeah.
obviously, as you have in many other things.
But I'll be working, I'll be the one doing that.
What's your timeline, if anything else?
Well, a lot has to do with when we find the attorney. I'd like to try to get in the first few months of this year.
You mean you're gonna have the attorney write the provisions that we're missing? Or
No.
we're gonna have our planner write the provisions that we're missing?
There's questions whether we want to ask the attorney on what, do we have to start back, or depending on which one, how far we are, what we can do. If we have to do it, go back to have public hearings, can we do a lot of them in mass? And just get them, do a public hearing, get them approved, by the planning commission, send them to the board and have them approved.
Resolutions, and once you have a format for the resolutions,
Yes.
the planner or Chris can tweak the specifics. But the whereas paragraphs and the therefore, they're pretty broad. It's just the fine workings of the specificities of what you are translating over into the boilerplate. Once you get it in the machine, all you need to do, if you pay attention, is get rid of this and put this in its place. I had resolutions back when I did them, from 1 to however many you did in the year, and I just would go in and change what needed to be changed. So it's not really once you get the boilerplate, you're pretty.
Once we figure out what we have to do,
Do.
if we have to start from square one, then,
I hope we don't.
Well,
I hope we just have to.
Well, I'm hoping that if we do, we can just say, we need to do, can I say it real quick? We need to do, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 of them, and we can say, like, all in one resolution, all in one public hearing,
Yeah.
all in one notice of adoption.
Yeah.
I'm hoping that we can do it that way.
Because pretty much all of them have the same thing missing.
That'll be a long meeting.
Yeah.
We better
Pack our
start
lunch.
you know how many times we've had public hearings on when we did plan commission, hardly there'd be nobody there. Usually it's pretty routine.
It's slightly different.
Could be. So, okay, so you put this on hold and.
I don't think it's clear enough for us to do anything on it right now, honestly.
Thank you.
I want the conversation to happen with the attorney
Okay,
and the planner.
all right.
On this. We don't have any idea. I mean, even if we got somebody in the door that miraculously would agree to do all of this, we have no idea with the pay scale. We have no idea. We have to clear a path for this person to be successful. And until we get those ordinances and everything the way it is supposed to be legally, we're just throwing up roadblocks for whoever this poor individual is to step into this role.
All right. All right.
So we're gonna postpone it.
Yeah, postpone it and then we'll get the ordinance fixed and then we'll circle back.
Should we put it back, or should we postpone it to next month's?
No,
meeting?
we'll hold off until we take care of it.
I have to put a date on here, postpone to when?
I'd say to February.
Really?
Well, okay, no, make it March.
I'll do February. And I think you also need to do the code enforcement with that too.
Okay. Okay. New business, A is Jim Hartzman, St. Clair County Drain Commission. Mr. Hartzman, discussion, I told him not to come. If you want questions answered, he advises people to give him a call, a one-on-one discussion. He can answer more about your situation than if he came here in public and answered questions, okay? We have the number here at the hall for Mr. Hartson if you want to call him and question your assessment.
That's the question I got. You probably don't know on the top of your mind, roughly how much with these December taxes, I figure the way when mine went up, about $7.50 an acre, that if was the whole township have a drain tax, or is it different drains or
No,
something?
it's different drains. It's different, it's not the whole town. We have a township assessment, but those are on individual drains and we pay that off.
Is that per year? Every drain gets?
Oh, no, I mean, I have, the drain is set, well, hold on, 1 second. Just 1
I
second.
guess I'm looking for the bottom line for this year, what drainage was. I mean, if that was $7.50 an acre, there's 640 acres in a square mile of 36 acres. If they went with $7.50 an acre, it was about 172,000 of a scam tax, because we don't see any ditching. Am I
That's
right?
precisely why you need to speak in
You
future
betcha.
with Mr. Hart.
Isn't Mr. Wiley the one we
No,
bought?
you speak with Mr. Hart. Mr. Wiley it's like the Wizard of Oz.
Right, I mean,
Nobody
he's
gets to
so
see-
busy probably collecting good stuff.
Nobody gets to see the wizard. You go through Mr. Hart's.
Yeah, we had Mr. Wiley here about a year and a half ago. And there's hardly anyone at the meeting.
That's the sad part. Look at our annual meetings when you get 6 or 8 people. Wow.
But
What
anyway-
the hell's wrong with these people in this township?
The drains for 2025, all right. We had the Bovian drain, so look at your tax bill. It tells you what drain it is, okay? We're in year 2 of a 4-year assessment on Bovian. The Casco, we're in year 1 of 5 years. The Jerome is a 1-year assessment. The Meldrum, we're in year 9 of a 10-year assessment. The Pelton, 1-year assessment. The Pelton 25, which means it's a maintenance thing, because there is another, the major Pelton drain. We're in year 15 of a 20-year assessment. And the Peters is 1 year of 2 years. And the township, 1 IRA 25, which is not even familiar to me, is a 1 year of 3 years. But Mr. Hartson,
You did good, Colin. You missed the Hessen drain.
it's not on here.
The Hessen drain is,
It's not on here.
but I think the Hessen drain does drain into Casco.
Mike, and
Is that where they
Mike
nail
drained into
everybody?
the Casco, and the Casco drains into the Swan Creek, et cetera, et
Right.
cetera. But the Hessen is not obviously being worked on in this year, and they haven't sent me anything for the Hessen particularly.
No, I noticed I got properties in Hessen drain and Casco drain. In my Hessen drainage district, section 22 and 23, which is 22 is right across the road,
Yeah.
King Corner, 23 is across. They all had assessments with no millage. You know what I'm saying? It's 0, 0, 0, 0. How in the hell come I ended up paying damn near $3,000 in drain tax this December tax bill we just got?
Well, that's a discussion for Mr.
You
Hartson.
better believe it.
Yes, it is.
Yes, it is.
Yes, it is. All I know is that, and I call them at least 2 or 3 times a week. When I call, they always answer the phone, and they always give me an answer. I don't sometimes like it or understand it, but they always say, have the people come up and talk to us.
Right.
Okay, that's what I will do, you know? And,
And if he gets mad at me for asking some questions, well, you offered us to come
Oh.
up there, you know, don't get
no,
mad at me. You offered
that's
us to
his,
go up there.
it's his job to explain how
Right.
the drains work, just like it's my job to tell you what the millage rate is and who you're paying, how
I
much
know water
money.
still runs downhill, right? That we're on the
I
same
don't know,
page.
but I still have the rubber duck that we used years ago
Good, good, keep it.
to do that.
I mean, it's-
Mr. Hartson he's always answered my questions. Sometimes I think I don't always ask the right question, you know, but you try, especially people coming in. And that's basically the main question they have, because that affects, I mean, there's $300 a year a rise in a tax because of a drain.
Hell, some of my taxes, I'm paying $500 or $600 on one
yes.
parcel.
Yes, you are.
Yeah.
And then the
If I could see some constructive ditch cleaning,
well,
double it. Do
Yeah.
a good job and do the whole thing.
And do it.
You don't even see 10 foot done.
so,
Did you follow what I'm trying to say?
oh, well, and I do, and you know.
And me and
you know
Mr.
what I'm
Hartzick are
talking
gonna have
about.
a date, he hasn't been called yet, but I will personally go
I
up.
wish you would, I mean, it would probably,
Explain to me why I'm so dumb that they can't figure this out, and every year you get a assessment for drain where nothing happens.
yeah.
What am I missing in this picture?
I keep thinking somewhere in Casco Township, it's high and dry. You know, I don't know where that place is, but they're doing the best they can.
No, I say they're doing the worst they can, if you want my humble opinion, for what's
Well,
needed. Yeah, okay, thank you.
But talk to them,
Oh,
really.
I will.
I think that would be a challenging conversation.
Yes, thank you.
I have one comment. Bill Rubenap, I asked him about that once, and he said, yeah, it's very complicated, and they have a hard time explaining it. It's very arcane, old-fashioned, but it's not easy to understand. And if he said that, was not easy to understand.
Right.
So good luck, and tell us what you found.
Yeah,
But if anybody understands it, it should be somebody
Up there.
who farms hundreds of acres of land.
I don't care if it's hundreds or 1.5 acre,
Yeah,
if we're paying an assessment on it.
yeah.
Okay, go ahead with your meeting.
Okay. All right. So if you have anyone have a question on assessment, call Mr. Hartson at the grain office and he'll talk to you. Okay. B is preliminary 2026, 2027 budget.
Okay, so I did the preliminary budget for next year. I left everything in the building department the way it was. You and Kurt are gonna have to sit down and try to figure out how to balance that part. And then also I will need the road commission, the road millage, the drain, numbers from you. Colleen, the tax roll, I kind of just estimated that. If you think I'm gonna
I usually do tax roll.
yeah, if I need to change that, let me know. I think everything else, I just I went through and tried to do a good estimate of it. But if anybody has any questions, we don't have to do anything until March, but I wanted to bring it out. So, you know, if you guys have any questions or we want to change anything around, we have time to do it.
All right. This is just simple, no action, right? This is just an info, no action.
No action, just for you guys to review, and like I said, you and Kurt are gonna need to look at the building stuff, and I need the road commission stuff
Right.
from you. Other than that, it should be all right.
Okay. All right, next one, C, is 2025 winter tax for the Meisner Road property. Our tax bill is for $902.41.
I make a motion
I
to,
have two questions, if I may.
No drains.
The libraries,
Huh?
what library is getting our funds, those funds? Where are they?
The St. Clair County Library, and
Not
that
the
is,
Richmond.
no, not the Richmond.
Oh, in the college.
Property you're talking about.
And in
I got-
college.
I got-
St.
And
Clair Community
yes.
College. So we have residents.
We have residents who live in the East China School District, paying the college millage.
And so they get the
Those in
resident
Richmond and Anchor Bay do not.
I know.
Yeah,
It would be nice if we had access to the Richmond libraries,
well,
especially.
you know that, I don't.
no, so we have like a.
Oh, you can get a library card, but there's
Yes,
certain
yes,
things
I
that
think
you
you can get a courtesy.
Yeah.
you can get a card, but you don't have the full
But
thing,
what-
which is interloan and under those.
But in order for
Books
the,
that are in the library.
Right.
in order for the Anchor Bay and the Richmond people to easily get in state or in, what am I trying to say, county, taxes for the college,
Mhm.
that takes a vote of the school boards to include and have Anchor Bay and Richmond assessed like East China is. This is, oh, see, that's on the, no, this is a college. So this is, the Meisner Road property is in the East China School District, so we pay 1.8820 mils to the college, which comes out in this particular bill to $223.03. It is probably the highest millage on the winter tax bill for East China payers. College, that's a lot of money. But our kids get to go at reduced rates to St. Clair County Community College. That's the impetus to approve of that when it comes up for a vote.
See, if you live in Richmond,
If you,
if you live in the Richmond School District, you live in St. Clair County, you don't get any college.
You don't get like a real discount at Macomb, but you get a little bit of a discount.
Yeah, yeah. And really all you have to do is bring in your tax bill and probably a DTE bill or something to prove that you live, because you are, you're paying, you pay into Macomb ISD and you pay into the Richmond schools.
Right.
And you also pay into state education, and that filters down to every school.
Right.
So you're paying school taxes. Yes.
Colleen, that document you got in your hand, is that the 97 acres Casco Township that Rodney Campo works?
Yes.
And you said there's no drain tax on there?
Not on this property.
You better look again, because my 50 or 10 acres out of my 50 is right on, we share the same fence line. I had it on mine, and that's in the Essen drain.
I don't have it on.
It's got 000, but on the side where the dollars are, nothing. What's going on? That's a very interesting situation.
No, and we would be exempt from it if.
Right. Our fence line, my east fence line is Casco Township's west fence line. I spit across the fence post, it's on your property, or vice versa.
I think that's a conversation for Mr. Hartsey.
Yeah, it's a very good one.
Yeah.
I would try again tomorrow to get a photostatic copy of that too.
All right. Jen, you need
I would like, yes, I'll make a motion to approve the winter taxes for the Meisner Road property in the amount of $902.41.
Support.
Okay, we have a motion support to approve the winter tax for the Meisner Road property for $902.41. Any questions? Roll call vote.
Anderson, yes.
Dan, yes.
Kazinsky, yes.
Stover, yes.
Stevens, yes. Motion carries.
It's not Parks and Rec, right?
The next thing is Casco Township.
Parks and Rec.
What's that?
This comes out of Parks and Rec?
Yes, yes.
Thank you.
This comes, okay, Casco Township 2026 Farmland Rental Agreement Extension. This is Mr. Campo told me that he's willing to rent the farmland there, the 50 acres there on Meisner Road for us for the amount of $3,542.16. This is the continuation of the agreement that's been in place since 2015. There's no increase in rent this year. Snow farmers really took it on the chin this past year. And
Does that amount cover both taxes? Oh. Do you know what the other amount is?
It covers more than the taxes for the whole year.
Okay, I just want to make sure.
Yeah.
Yeah, it's more than the taxes.
Okay.
Yeah.
What's the look? The summer taxes are what?
I don't know, I'll have to look.
Probably less than the winter.
No, the summer taxes,
They're more than this one,
the
yeah.
winter taxes are about 30% less than the summer taxes.
You know the total?
Until the drain tax comes through.
It doesn't have a trade tax on it. No, I can check that while we wait in the summer for it. But it was at least 3 times as much.
Okay.
So, but the 3,000 should cover it, yes.
I'll make a motion to approve the Casco Township 2026 Farmland Rental Agreement Extension.
A support.
okay, we have motion support to accept the town 2026 Casco Township Farmland Rental Agreement Extension for $3,542.16. Roll call vote.
Anderson, yes.
Dan, yes.
Kazinsky, yes.
Stover, yes.
Stevens, yes. Motion carries. Okay, next one was entry hall mats. We have Cintas who covers our rug, our entry mats in there. We're wanting to look at getting these ones from Uline and discontinuing the Centas. But I looked into it. We're not even 2 years into a 5-year agreement. And if we did that, if we left it now, we'd be paying 39 weeks of rental service.
But after 24 months, we can cancel it, it looks like, right?
Yeah, I believe so. And then, but we have it weekly right now. We have, I have them costed out for bi-weekly and then monthly. I recommend we go with the monthly. That's the least.
So if we change this right now, is that going to extend the contract again? Because it was signed in February of 2024, so after that, it would be 24 months. So then it looks like we would be able to cancel it without any penalty, correct?
Yes. I have to call them to see.
I bet you if we change it, it's gonna extend it. I bet it would start a whole new contract. I mean, I'm good with moving it to monthly, but if it changes that it extends it another however many years, I don't think we should do it.
Okay.
So when you look this stuff over though, when you were pricing it out for Uline, if you take Cintas out, like if we got rid of them, is it pretty affordable to get a few?
Oh, yeah.
Yeah, okay.
Yeah, it's really, well, you look at the front cover there, for the deluxe stock cover and arts, and that's what we all need, it only comes to $978.36, and so.
So should we just hold off until January and see what you find out? Or do you want to make a motion to do it monthly unless it extends the contract and then just leave it?
Yeah, we'll do it that route. So if I find out it doesn't extend the contract, we go monthly?
And I would have them put it in writing,
Okay.
get it in writing, whichever, just so that we have proof of it, so they can't say, well, no, it extended, you signed a new contract or whatever.
You're talking about the sentence.
Sometimes, yeah. Yeah. And I mean, if anything, we could probably get rid of a couple of the rugs. I don't know, is there any up in that hall still? There's none up
Only
there?
at the landing.
We could probably get rid of that, because we don't really use that. Just on a,
Yeah, well, let's check. Alright.
alright.
Okay. All right. Okay. Okay, next one, AF Group, this is for our invoice.
Wait, are we just gonna postpone that then? What do you wanna do?
I guess, yeah, we'll postpone it.
Till January. Okay.
Okay, this is AF Group, this is our policy for, this is.
Workers' comp.
Workers' comp. We have our current invoice, for $2,752.
And we usually get a, I don't know what they call it, a dividend check from them, I think that's what they call it. And I think it was like $600 that we got last month, maybe. So that comes back like at the end of the year. Come back.
I make a motion to pay the invoice balance of $2,752 to AF Group.
Support.
We have motion support to pay the invoice of $2,752 to AF Group. We have motion support on that. Any questions? Roll call vote.
Anderson, yes.
Dan, yes.
Kazinsky, yes.
Stover, yes.
Stevens, yes. Motion carried. Okay, Keswick Planning invoice number 019.
All right, I had you put this on the agenda. I mean, we already have a contract approved for her, so technically we don't have to approve it, but I wanted the whole board to read her paragraph on the bottom here about what's covered under her retainer.
Okay.
I have a problem with this, and I think there's a couple of us that have a problem with this.
Most definitely.
I don't know, it doesn't seem like this whole ordinance book, from what I heard in the terminology was that it's not in her wheelhouse, and if it's not in her wheelhouse, we need to find a new planner.
Well, she said in her wheelhouse that, she didn't say the ordinance, she didn't say the zoning ordinance book, she said the general ordinance.
They're together, it's in one book, and it should, when we had Steve, and she worked under Steve, he did both books for us. He put it in one book. It's all in one, and the planner should be familiar with all of that. And the fact that she's charging us extra to work on the ordinance book is unacceptable to me.
I agree.
That's part of the retainer.
Yeah. The understanding is when we hired her, she was gonna do what Steve Casson did.
Yes,
And he did it very effectively. And
Yes.
And he was mentoring her, and that she would have the option of consulting with him throughout. She did not just acquire half of the duties that Steve did. Our understanding was she got them all. And if she's unable to do half of them, she should hire somebody to do it.
on her dime.
Under her dime,
That's right,
because that's what we hired and understood she was gonna do.
yes.
It's very straightforward, there's nothing more than that. And if she can't do it, then we're gonna have to terminate the contract or
Okay.
do something else legally.
I will talk to her about this, about your.
I think you need to tell her. I mean, I guess, there's a problem here.
Well, and in this first paragraph, when she has what is covered in the November retainer, that last highlight there, or the last two, it says updates to the township code book and updates to the zoning ordinance. But last month, she charged us extra for working on the ordinance book. I didn't pay that part. I just paid her retainer.
Or should we? I don't think any of us have any real problems with her. What she has been doing for us has been adequate. But what she's not doing for us is not adequate,
Correct.
so to speak.
Okay, I will tell her that. And I'll start searching other options.
I would do that.
Okay.
So we don't necessarily need to take action on this because we already approved your contract, but like I said, I just wanted you guys to be aware of what she put on there.
Jennifer,
Yes.
on that last very bottom of that,
Yes.
did she not make a comment about speaking to other people, like, I'll give you an example. Someone will call with a question about, I'd like to start this business.
The gentleman that was here the other day.
Yes. So what I would generally do is take their phone number, get a little bit of a backstory, contact Karen, and she would make that contact to help these folks out initially.
Doesn't sound like she wants to do
She
that. It
wants to
says,
charge that now.
beginning December 2025, any communications requested with potential applicants, residents, business owners, or developers outside of formal pre-planning meetings, as well as requested work to township documents, will be billed at $60 an hour, as stated in our contract.
Right. So who is the
Yeah, who do we-
township or the person she's speaking with?
And so would this be the same if the same gentleman that we spoke with this past week didn't call her for her advice, but simply came to the planning commission meeting when it had the whole board?
Yes, and would you recommend that?
And
They
that's-
can approach the planning commission informally.
Informal.
And I think that's
Mhm.
the way we have to shift gears to avoid that circumstance.
So-
And then when she's
gentlemen-
at the planning commission meeting, she can answer the question at the planning
Right,
commission.
But
exactly.
suppose the individual sends a letter to the township, instead of having her call them, and we forward that letter to her. That's part of her contract, no? Because we did it. It's for us, not for an individual,
I would say so.
you know. So why don't we just advise people to write us a letter with their questions, we'll give it to her, and hopefully not be charged for it.
She may charge for the response back.
Mhm. Well, in this particular case, it was my understanding that the planning commission was mulling over the idea of expanding or looking into the B2 section of ADIA with businesses. This is precisely what this man was interested in exploring. So my comment to him was, if you want to do it for free, come to the planning commission and you take the podium.
And they can do that.
And ask
Informally.
Ask them all informally, and then the planner she could very well say, well, you know, you have to set up an individual meeting with me.
That would be the pre-application.
Yeah, the pre-application, fine,
$150.
but he could at the same time get a feeling that the planning commission has been thinking about expanding or looking at different options of what was happening in the B2 zone in Adair, and he might get the feeling that, well, this is worth pursuing.
Right.
And I'll be sitting down with them while they're at their meeting, listening to what they say about the Adair area, and maybe I'll be able to ascertain whether my idea would fit in, and I know that the project is something that it's viable, that I can go ahead with. That's a whole lot less expensive than calling somebody.
And approaching the planning commission informally.
Mhm.
You know, if I know they're coming, we would put it on the agenda, and then they would be part of the meeting. Otherwise, citizens' comments, they
Yeah.
would have that opportunity as well.
That's what I thought.
Yeah. So that kind of solved that question.
I'm fundamentally concerned about the shrinking duties and the escalating costs with this plan. We didn't expect this, we
No,
never
not
had
at
this
all.
before, and I think it needs to be challenged.
Well, she's on her second contract with us,
You know,
and now all of a sudden, here in the middle of the stream, we find out that the code of ordinances is not in her wheelhouse.
And she's padding the bill for other conversations that we never had a
Yes.
problem with.
yeah, her contract will, I think, in May.
Yeah, we just
Yeah, it is
signed
there.
it.
Yeah. So. Okay. All right. Okay. The next one is 2026 Board of Trustees meeting dates.
So I have a question real quick. When I was looking through the resolution book today, I noticed that there was a resolution back in like 2017 for meeting dates. I tried to look online, I didn't see anything that said you have to do it every year. Like you have to do one initial resolution that says when you're gonna hit like the second Tuesday of the month or, whatever. Do you know, Brenda, do we have to do one every year?
I don't know if the resolution is required, but I think the little red book says it should be published in the newspaper.
Okay,
But I don't know if you have to do anything by virtue of resolution.
okay, all right.
If there's none been done since the last time you found it, I would have to say someone discovered that it's not necessary.
Okay.
Because Karen and Bill went by the book, absolutely by the book.
Okay, all right.
Okay. Then you want to read them?
Sure. So the Board of Trustees meetings, they're on the second Tuesday of each month unless otherwise stated. And it looks like this coming up year, they will all be on the second Tuesday. So we have January 13th, February 10th, March 10th, April 14th, May 12th, June 9th, July 14th, August 11th, September 8th, October 13th, November 10th, December 8th, and then January 12th of 2027. This will be posted in our window, and it will be on the website, and I will put it in the paper.
Okay. All right. We have a motion to accept the 2026 meeting dates.
I so moved.
Support.
We have motion support for the Board of Trustees 2026 meeting. All in favor?
Aye.
Colleen?
Aye.
Okay, motion carries. Okay, next one, we have the 2026 Casco Township Office Holiday Closing Schedule.
Okay, so I followed the St. Clair County Courts holiday schedule, and we have New Year's Day, Martin Luther King Day. Do you want me to read the dates too? January 1st, New Year's Day, Martin Luther King Day, January 19th, President's Day, February 16th, Memorial Day, May 25th, Juneteenth observed, we're observing it on the 18th of June. Independence Day observed, we're observing it on July 2nd. Labor Day is September 7th. Veterans Day, November 11th. Thanksgiving Day, November 26th. The day after Thanksgiving, we're observing the day before Thanksgiving on November 25th. Christmas Eve, December 24th. Christmas Day, we're observing on December 23rd. New Year's Eve Day, December 31st. New Year's Day, we're observing on the day before, December 30th.
How many total days did you mention there, please?
1, 2, 3, 4, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12, 13. Well, there's actually 14, but one of them is for next year.
Okay, but I'm saying 14 holidays that are being observed and getting paid for a little over a half-time job, 26 hours a week. That's a pretty damn good benefit, I think,
Okay.
right? That's my opinion.
We're following the St. Clair County Courts.
Yeah, okay.
I just have a problem with February the 16th, seeing that last day to pay taxes.
Well, the bank will be closed too.
The bank will be closed, which means February 14th, 16th. So we'll be extending the tax payment time. Come and see me on the 17th if you know, don't fuss about it. Don't worry about it. We're not going to charge late fees. That's crazy. Bad enough having to pay taxes.
But you're dealing with
Okay,
Yeah,
can we get a motion to accept the holiday?
I so moved.
Okay. Any support? We have motion support to accept the Casco Township 2026 holiday closing schedule. All in favor?
Aye.
Motion carries. Okay. I'd like to bring back,
How could the day after Thanksgiving be a Wednesday?
Because it's a Friday, so we're observing it the day before.
I thought that too.
I think that's where Jim's coming from a little bit. I mean, are you overreaching a little bit because you're already closed on Fridays? Let's go ahead and take Wednesday off.
well,
You know, you don't have to take every day off.
well,
No.
yeah, we've already passed this, so let's move on. Okay, J, request for part-time employment. I'd like to allow Katie to call part-time employment for the remainder of 2025 at the rate of $22 per hour.
Do you have like specific days, hours?
I asked her to provide that for me.
So Katie doesn't even know she's on the agenda tonight. We spoke and she didn't know she was on the agenda. Basically, I mean, what she would like to do, and I can be very specific.
Mhm.
We're open Wednesday and Thursday, this building department, Wednesday and Thursday this week,
Mhm.
4 days next week.
Mhm.
The building department will be closed until January. Back in May, you approved Katie to start. We're working remote from home
Mhm.
on January 1st. So what she specifically asked for, Joe, Kurt, and I had a telephone conference with her last week. Her circumstances drastically changed, so I'm not at liberty to go into it. So what she was asking is until she works remote, that be offered the flexibility to work 2 hours as her schedule will allow right now. So right now, it's for tomorrow and Thursday of this week, then Monday, Tuesday, Wednesday, Thursday next week,
Mhm.
and then after the approval of that January 1st date working remotely, which you've already approved her for, $22 an hour is a given. I don't know why that's even part of this conversation. If she can come in and work physically, she would like to do that. And it would be very helpful to me. But once she's home, I truly believe the only thing she cannot do from home is to accept checks or cash payments. She has full access to BS&A. She can do the credit card payments. But if you allowed, she'd like to work a couple of hours, flexible days, to assist me in the office, because there's some things that happened at the year end that Katie, once she started, she took over for me. And the building department at the end of the year is absolutely gone crazy. I've got 5 homes that want to be in by Christmas. So it would benefit Katie and me. 2 hours, $22 an hour, that's $44 before taxes. She has been a true asset to me in the office, and
And to the residents in particular. She's just good with people.
she is.
Here's a question.
Sure.
So, you're gonna be gone December 22nd.
Yes.
Is there a way that she could work so that we don't have to close the building department in case anybody needs something?
Well, we closed the
between-
building department completely last year.
Mhm.
And I don't know if she would have had enough vacation, because she's really off.
Mhm.
She's really off. I mean, she was supposed to be off until January 1st.
Mhm.
So I don't know if she was including those 2 weeks. I don't believe that she was. But if she was here herself, she could answer for that.
Mhm.
But she didn't know she was going to be a topic of discussion tonight.
Because that would be helpful to the
It would-
residents if
it
anybody
would.
needed anything from the building department,
Right.
that they could.
But there'll be no inspections.
Mhm.
Kelly does his inspections on Tuesdays and Thursdays, and Christmas is on Thursday, so he would be doing no inspection. Bob Osterman does his inspections on Thursdays. Christmas and New Year's are on Thursdays, so those inspections would not be an option.
And Kurt's not doing any either?
Could
I don't
we
believe
just move to authorize Brenda to work out a schedule with Katie at both of their convenience and let it happen? I mean, it seems like a lot more discussion is necessary.
Well, and I don't
You would like her help? She can work from home, she can accept payments with MasterCard, although not with
Right,
cash
she
and
can.
check, so she can do the full circle of things.
But Brenda, she's wanting to come in tomorrow and,
No,
I mean,
no, she was gonna let us know.
okay.
I don't plan on seeing her if you approve.
Mhm.
If you do not approve her coming in for a couple hours, I believe that it will be remote from January 1st until the beginning of March, as you originally approved. And I don't think she would disagree with that. But it is helpful if she comes in. I mean, I don't know, you all work with me every day, and there's days I could really,
I mean, right now, would there be any problem with her coming in and working in the office
not.
instead
it would be
of
beneficial.
working from home? I mean,
There are things that I could use her physical help.
Yeah.
But it's,
let's get
she
her
would
in,
be
I mean, let's
agreeable
get her
to
back.
anything that you decide. She would be agreeable to that. And it's not a full day, it would be a couple hours. But you folks, you make the decision, but it's not part-time. I mean, she's a full-time employee. You're not degrading her to a part-time employee.
No.
And this was misleading.
Well, I guess Brenda, what I meant to say, part-time, you know.
I'll make a motion that we allow Katie and Brenda to work out a schedule that's mutually compatible to both of them. At the pay that's already been approved. She was working in the office a lot of hours before. If we can get her back for some hours, I think that would be beneficial. And let Brenda and her work that out. I think
And
there's
we really-
nobody's gonna take advantage of the treasury here. It's
We
just
wouldn't
gonna
take
happen.
advantage of it.
Just make it easy. So I make a motion that we do that.
Okay, we have support?
Support.
We have motion support for Brenda and Katie to work out a schedule to allow Katie to come on in and assist Brenda.
Yeah,
Okay, any discussion?
she has a baby, she's a newborn, so there is something to work out with her.
Okay, any other discussion? Okay, roll call vote.
Anderson, yes.
Dan, yes.
Kazinsky, yes.
Stover, yes.
Stevens, yes.
Thank you very kindly.
Motion carries. Okay, Kay. I'd like to reappoint Jim Edwards to a 3-year appointment to the Planning Commission for 2025 to start on January 1st, 2026 and ending December 31st, 2028.
So moved.
Okay,
I'll support.
we have a motion and support to reappoint Jim Edwards for a 3-year term starting January 1st, 2026 and ending December 31st, 2028.
So moved.
Okay. All in favor?
Aye.
Okay, motion.
Did you get a second?
Yeah.
Okay.
Okay. I got contacted by the engineer's office at the local, they had surface preservation program that replaces, if you see on the next page of our thing, the 7030 limestone hall. Okay, we had our main limestone hall, that's when they would do either north-south roads or the next year's east to west roads. The 7030 limestone hall, that was for discretionary, we could use it where we identified. Well, that's going away, and instead, we're getting the surface preservation program. We're getting $103,000, but the only thing is, we have to identify projects that are on paved surfaces first. If there's, let's say, no paved surfaces to work on, we could use it on limestone. It has to be on surface preservation, nothing else. Okay, I got with the, we identified, I was working with the area foreman, and the bypass lanes there need some work. So I had the engineer's office price it out. Myself and Dan, we thought that the double chip for Springborn Lane, Meisner Lane, and Lindsay Lane, you have the prices there. For Springborn Lane, it's $36,800. For Meisner, it's $31,600, and Lindsay Lane, double chip, $30,800. That means they do a double coating of the seal chip, and then they put this emulsion on it to make it black, help seal it, and so they could stripe it. That would come to a cost of $99,200. So, and we have about $4,000 left over to put into limestone. Okay, we're getting the state, they cut our revenue sharing by $4,000, but we gain money back from the state transportation fund here, $103,000. Hopefully funding levels like this keeps the same, but that's a question up for Lansing. Like then next year we can look at Puttygut Lane and Sinclair Highway and get those done. And they'll be good. Chip seal, I was taught to the Director of Road Commission, that lasts about 14 years. So you get quite a bit of it. And those roads aren't heavily traveled, and people don't go fast on them because you can't go fast on them. So I guess I want from the board, we have to tell them which way we want to go. And that's what I recommend, is do the double chip seal on Springborn Lane, Meisner Lane, and Lindsay Lane. And the engineer's office will draw up the work orders, and they will have it with the work order we get in the winter.
On the basis of driving from here across county line and seeing the difference in the road, I would recommend that we go with Joe's recommendation. That's one thing you can say about our roads. They're pretty damn good lately. And that's a good thing.
Yeah, okay.
Pardon my language.
But we are paying $1,000 for road millage too. You might want to mention that to the people.
Well, the township, why we have a road millage, that happened back in 2009, 2010, when the economy was really bad, the state took away a lot of our revenue sharing. So we instituted a road millage that's voted on every 4 years to make up that difference. And it's passed easily since then. So I think people see the work it does on
But it's those millages, look at your tax bill and go every line item in there. People are about that far from losing their property because of property taxes of your millages and bondage that you put to the people in the damn fools pass it statement.
Okay,
So the rest of St. Clair Highway that is supposed to get
Yeah.
paid, or
Mhm.
repaid, or whatever it is,
overlay.
overlay, thank you. Is that gonna happen in 26?
Yep, we just signed the work order, Jen and I, yesterday. And that's coming out of ARPA money.
Okay,
That doesn't affect us whatsoever.
okay, that was my question.
Yep.
Has that been-
No, that's good to be happening.
All right.
Yeah.
And the limestone hall, we only have $4,700 left over for that. How much do we usually?
No, okay, the main limestone hall is right here. This is 2025. We had 195,000.
Okay.
Yeah, that's our main limestone.
Okay, I'm looking at that.
Yeah.
Okay. Oh, so we have this left over, so we add that to that?
Yeah.
Okay,
Yep.
got it.
Okay. All right. So you're making a
We had a
motion?
motion already.
Okay, do we have support?
I'll support.
Okay, we have motion support to give the engineering office direction that we'd like to do the double chip seal on Springborn, Meisner and Lindsay Lane for a total of $99,200. Okay, any other discussion? Okay, roll call vote.
Anderson, yes.
Dan, yes.
Kazinsky, yes.
Stover, yes.
Stevens, yes. Motion carries. Okay. A citizen wants to make a donation to the township for a board up there, a bulletin board, so we can post our zoning, master plan maps up there, something that looks nice. This individual, this resident, will pay full cost for the construction and the mounting of it. Any
Well, how can we refuse that?
What's that?
How can we refuse that?
No, if somebody wants to give us something, that's
I'll make a motion to accept.
fine with me.
Okay.
I'll second the motion.
Okay, we have a motion to accept and support. Okay, all in favor?
Aye.
Aye.
All right,
Motion carries. Okay, citizens' comments.
Anthony Menny's 5864 Church Street. This is in regards to the planning commission. Last week, who implemented the 3-minute timer?
That's a standard,
And why? Why?
that's a standard, a lot of government thing, they allow only people to do 3 minutes. That's a standard practice,
Why?
Mr. Manning.
We never had it. Hell, this is a full house here. I mean, we usually have
Well,
3-4 people
they're-
here. But you're gonna put a time limit on us.
Anthony, sometimes when there's a lot of meetings, you have to control the time.
I understand that, Judge. I understand that. Another thing is, why doesn't the board meeting address the residents now when they have a question? They would not address my questions. The lady on the end over there says we don't have to address your questions. Brenda was sitting there.
I was president.
Yes.
I said what?
No, not you. The lady in the black sits on the corner of it, yeah.
Karen. I was president that meeting. And I believe the workshop,
But maybe, you want to know that I heard one time at a large meeting when a lot of people wanted to talk. And this was why the 3-minute rule, this was how it was explained to me. I thought it was quite clever, actually. They said that in the course of American history, the most effective and remembered speech was the Gettysburg Address delivered by Abraham Lincoln, which took 2 minutes and 30 seconds to deliver. And the entire nation has never forgotten it. So if you can't get your point across in under 3 minutes,
Yeah, you got a point there, okay.
Not able to
But,
have-
okay,
that
but
was the clearest thing I ever heard.
why wasn't my questions addressed then?
No,
Brenda,
that,
Brenda.
Yes, it was.
Well, Anthony, hold on, Brenda.
I was at the meeting, and if you'll remember at the workshop, I believe somewhere it's clearly stated that citizen comments are not meant for interaction with the body under which they are addressing.
much
Don't
like a
have to
school board,
respond.
It's a comment.
much like a school board.
Then why have the comments with the citizens then if
It's
you're not
just
gonna
not-
address us? That's
why
just like right here,
Workshop.
huh? That's just like right here. Why have comments if you're not gonna address us with the problem that we're coming
Well,
forward?
you make
And, wait a minute, it was a simple, all I wanna know is who was stacking the piles up again. That's all the question I wanted. But everybody had to be smug up here and not, we don't have to answer your question. Am I right or wrong? You were on there,
I was,
okay, you didn't say nothing, did
no,
you? Okay,
because I didn't know. It was
You-
your word, and that's it. I didn't know,
Uh,
I didn't see.
ZLM sitting right there. He could have said, that is not my pile, which is Clancy. And another thing I like to address is everybody's worried about the screening ordinance, okay? Why are we looking out our window now and see piles of crushed concrete? Why?
I don't know.
Well, Mr. Mayor.
Why wasn't Clancy have his screening up or barrier or whatever to cover it up? That's two questions I want to answer. But we gotta sit up here and hear from the board, but when we come up here to ask questions, why, we don't have to answer it.
But just earlier, you guys were saying come to the planning commission and ask a question, so you can get your answer.
And this has been going on for a year now, really over a year. That's all I want to know. It's not ZLM. Listen, it's not ZLM. And he could have said, Mr. Menny, it's not. And then I would have left.
You assumed it was ZL.
Yes, yes.
I think somebody has to talk to the planning commission to loosen up. I'll tell you, I've been coming to board meetings for 25 years. We've never had to have a 3-minute
Nope.
limit on a discussion, unless there were so many people that we had to agree to have a 3-minute. The board would have to agree.
I remember
There's no rule.
when I was on the planning commission, when we had the Dolores Michaels thing, and it was in the
Sometimes
Richmond
that's
High School.
possible. But
It
the
was
board can-
packed.
it's the board can initiate-
I mean, I'm not, all you want to answer that, I couldn't get it.
Anthony, I will check on Clancy the screening, okay?
Okay, one other thing. The lights we've been complaining about. It's like, it's a damn runway. And that's been addressed, hell, that's been over a year now.
I stopped in there at Silence Line 2 weeks ago, talked to the owner, Mr. Seen. He did adjust the lights down earlier in the year, when it was brought to him, he did adjust the lights down.
But we didn't have no, we had all the vegetation. Now that it's down,
Well, that's,
You're looking at it.
I'm gonna, there's different things like shielding that you could get for those lights, you could get shielding kits for those. But
you don't have none on there.
no, he doesn't. He adjusted the lights though. He did adjust them down earlier in the year.
So maybe he needs to adjust them more.
Adjust them low.
No, he needs to put colors on it. It's a
I
runway.
think the person that's doing enforcement should go over and look at those lights.
We don't have.
See if there's something that we can do. And the same on County Line across the expressway. When you're running across the expressway, there's lights.
That's Mr.
Bright
Brown.
lights.
Oh, yeah.
Somebody should look at that and see if the
We don't
town
have
can
an
do
enforcement
something about
officer.
it.
Well, we'll talk to him.
Well, why should we talk to them? Why don't we send the enforcement officer?
We don't have an enforcement officer. That's what we have to do.
Kurt would do that if we asked him.
Yeah, but that company's been on the list numerous times, so. That's it. So what's gonna happen to the planning commission now? We still gonna have the 3 minutes or what? And Joe, you should have addressed the board prior to that, saying, look, we're gonna implement a 3-minute time limit. Okay, but for me to come up here and have everybody look at me dumbfounded, that wasn't right. I'm serious, that was wrong.
They were given a 3-minute clock for a reason, okay? That's all I can say on that.
Okay, so
Sometimes it's needed.
And really,
Yeah.
I don't think I'm gonna take 3 minutes anyways, but it's a principle. Really? I'm not gonna take 3 minutes. Really, you're not gonna have, this is a full house today. Usually, we got the regulars coming.
The regulars.
I think the 3 minutes
All right.
started when the topics got controversial enough.
Yeah, sometimes it's
Doesn't
Yeah.
want to have the
necessary.
discussion.
Don't ambush me when I go up there and everybody says, oh, we don't have to address it. That was wrong.
all
That
right.
was the first time 3 minutes came.
Okay, anything else, Anthony?
No.
Okay, anyone else has any comments or that?
I have a couple.
To the residents and the board, if you got a few minutes, I found it out on my phone, which I am illiterate on my phone. It was a show I was listening to. Take your cell phone out and go for axmytax.org. It's a state, this ain't a joke.
It sounds like a joke.
Yes, axmytax.org, where it's a statewide initiative to do away with property taxes in the state of Michigan.
Yeah.
Check it out. I'm not saying you got to. axmytax.org, and you figure it out what you're listening to. And the same with you people up there. It's just
I
not
think there's a petition out. isn't
right.
there? Yeah, go ahead.
I mean, how beautiful our lives would be if you didn't have the obligation of property taxes, and you, the townships, will get more money. There's more money in Lansing and Potts than we even dream of. axmytax.org, it will be explained to you. And everybody says, oh, the poor school districts, they're gonna get more money too, just on sales tax and federal money being dumped into Lansing. It's just like that drainage tax. I would be willing to bet that doesn't go for just ditching. There's, at the library, everybody wants their stinking hands in them millages, and they get it. And it explains on there where the people are one bond or one millage from losing their properties because of, it's the only taxation they can take with land. You know, it's something to think about. Check it out on your phone. axmytax.org.
Okay.
I encourage it.
Yeah, that's not funny when you're saying that.
Okay, any other,
Yeah,
any more?
I do. I
Well,
probably talked too much already today, but this is a good thing. I had 2 inspections for a generator for my house recently, and the experiences were very good in 2 respects. Electrical inspector came to the house, told me that it was a wonderful job that I had done for him by the contractor, and asked me if I had fire alarms. And he said, I don't have to ask you that, but I really care, Dan. And I thought that was pretty good. He was very warm in his greeting. I had another inspection from a mechanical which failed. However, when I finally talked to the inspector, it went very well. And I know what to do to fix it, it's not a big deal, but he said something that you should know. And I gotta say this right, because I don't wanna misquote him and offend any of his other contacts, but this is a guy who works for the city of Roseville, probably retiring soon. He works for 3 other townships, and he said and I told him, I talked to Brenda about this, and he said, yeah, Brenda's one of the best, the very best people I have to deal with. That tells you a lot, because he deals with so many people, and I understand that, and I hope you appreciate that. We're lucky to have her do what she does, the way she does it. So it was a nice thing to do.
So I have a comment,
Yeah.
and it's gonna dovetail, however that phrase goes. Jennifer spent well over 2 weeks diligently looking at the zoning ordinances that are broken. We found these by mistake. We were looking up something for someone, and we found these errors by accident. And even if I had had Katie, I would have never been able to accomplish what she found that needs to be fixed. In spite of all the other duties that no one has any idea that happens in the clerk's office. She is one of the foundations of this office. And it's the truth. It's the truth. But I know
And Mr. Minnie,
What?
I can only speak from experience, going to school board meetings for 20 years and having something to say to the school board. And I've noticed that in the 20 years that I went before them, never did they ever answer a question of mine or a comment of mine at the board, but someone on the board, whether it was the superintendent or the president of the school board, somebody got back to me within the week as a courtesy. You should never address a board with a question and go away. I can see that they might not answer it that night. Maybe they have to look it up. Maybe they have to research it. But you should get an answer to your question within the week. Always.
No, nothing. And what I'm saying is this township is unique because we've been coming here for the last 25, 30 years, and if we had an issue or problem, we always worked it out up here. I mean, there was never no really arguing or fight. It was resolved at the end of the meeting and done. Now, we're implementing stuff that, what's next? We're gonna have cops here that, you don't like what we have to say and, remove them here. You know how many YouTube videos we watch, that I watch, that it's ridiculous the way board members treat the residents. Really, it is.
You should have been here when Martin Paul was supervisor, and Peter Paul Civic, and Roger McFadden. You got more humor at this township meeting than you could even imagine.
Yeah, but it shouldn't be like that. I mean, like I said, we're not a big group of people here that's got to argue every time you come in here. We got issues to resolve and kind of like to get resolved. But it's like things maybe swept under the table. Wrong in the wrong, whatever.
I've got a good story. When my wife and I moved out here, we came to a meeting here. And Martin Paul was chairing the meeting. And he was so abrasive and so rude to people and arrogant, we felt. I'm sorry to talk bad about somebody who's not here long, but we looked at each other and said, he's got to go. And we convinced that Karen, Joe, me, and my wife, and ran around Canvas Township, and she became supervisor. That was because of that. And we've done it before in a big union too.
Yeah, but
we were going to do it again.
Yeah, but some of these boards, they pretty much bring it upon themselves. If you watch some of them, it's like they're just looking for somebody to come in here.
Okay, thank you, Anthony. Does any board member have questions?
I do. I don't have a question, I have a comment. Information. I submitted the reimbursement for the Richmond School election yesterday. It's like $4,800. So we will get reimbursed for that, for all of our expenses that we had to do to do the election, so we should be getting that. And then I do have a question for you about the sign. Have we gotten anything new on that? Because I know there's still three sections
I haven't
that,
looked into it lately.
if you can, and that's too bright. It's way too bright.
Oh,
When we came in, I'm like, that sign is so bright. I feel bad for the people around here. Yeah, so we need to get that going.
The price in that, because we did the mold mitigation, that cost like $5,000. That's why I held off on the sign. Yeah, so we can get the budget on that.
And what I meant by that is you're very detail-oriented, so I really have some more.
Okay. That's all I got. That's it.
Right? Right, Brenda? No, right.
Merry Christmas, everyone.
Yes, Merry Christmas.
All right, hold on, I have a few things. The moving of the junk cars off the property at 5680 Melbourne Road began today.
Did it happen?
It started.
Yeah, it started.
Oh, wow.
I requested the reimbursement for the last round of that very first round of ARPA money that we got several years ago for $1,349. That was for that cross tube replacement on Putty Cut Road they did this summer. They replaced the 4.5 foot culvert over the Meldon Drain on Putty Cut Road between Beatty and County Line. That was completed today. That was the last of our major road commission work orders for the year.
My dog barked out.
Nice.
Yeah. And I was notified like this afternoon that our passport grant for the playground at the park was approved.
Good, good.
Yeah.
Excellent.
Yeah. So we're gonna enter the design phase. The Parks and Recs Committee will work with Pam to draw up a thing so we can get a playground there. And the park is being used because I go down and check like the trash every weekend, people are using it. So,
Not anymore.
well, yeah, it's closed. It's closed. We closed the park from 1 December to the 1 April. It'll open on the 1st of April. So we have a very nice barrier in the front with a sign posting that the park is closed. And the bathroom was also taken back and we'll put it back in the spring.
Very nice.
When you do that porta potty, I talked to Angie over in Columbus, and they only pay like $185. I got the name of the company that they use, because that's a lot cheaper than what we were paying.
Although MGM, compared to others, was far cheaper, and they did an excellent job of keeping that clean. So.
Well, they have it in their park. I think it was like $184.
All right, yeah, give me the number. Yeah.
That's
Okay, that's all I have. We're up
You said
for,
there was a donation, I think, that you added to the agenda.
yeah, we covered it. Yeah. You made the motion to accept it.
That was it. Okay, sorry.
Okay,
Lost time for a minute.
Okay, we're up to adjournment.
I make a motion to adjourn.
I second.
Okay, motion is accepted and accepted to adjourn. All in favor?
Bye. Thanks for coming, everybody. Merry Christmas.
Merry Christmas.
Happy New Year.